Hey, what is going on everybody, and welcome to Fantasia. For today, we're going to be jumping into another session of Epic 7 Now today. Got some more Guild Wars for you guys. So this time around, we're going to be showcasing new Kid Adin. That's right, got her from the Galaxy summons that we had for free throughout this anniversary event, and boy oh boy does she make such a big difference when dealing with tanky teams. But before we go ahead and move on into the actual battles, we have to have the joke of the day. A friend of mine is in the hospital after falling through a window. I asked how bad he was hurt, and he said, "Don't worry, I already went through the pain." Pretty good, huh? Alright, I didn't think it was that bad. Okay, anyway, we're not going to start with this tower, actually. We're going to move on to this one here, because, yeah, the other one was still protected. So, I might unlock that in a bit, but this team is going to be something else. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into this first match over here. For the first team, yeah, that's right, we're fighting Empyrean Ilanov, Young Senya, and the Great Mortelix himself. So going into this, new Kid Adin is going to be very strong because everything on the other side is going to be an HP scaling unit, right? So new Kid Adin here is pretty good because she is an injury unit. She is an attack scaling injury unit, one of the few that are actually in the game. Most other units that apply injury are also units that are weak to injury themselves, but Adin here has evasion. She's on destruction set and penetration set. I have her actually on quite a bit of bulk because I do want her to stay alive, mostly for RTA purposes, but it's still going to help out in Guild Wars. You can see all of the stats on the right side. I'm actually running an HP percent ring. I do believe flat HP is also pretty good on her, so if you have some weird flat HP ring that is on like destruction or anything like that you don't use on anyone else, could potentially work for her here. But she's going to be the main DPS. I have her on Shepherd of the Hollow for extra evasion and more damage as she gets a little lower on health, which is nice because she actually heals on her S1, which is pretty decent. And I'm also healing through the S1 because that's the EE that I'm currently running her on. I think is the best one for her in terms of sustainability, and most evasion units just want that extra little boost of reliability, right? Next up we have Abigail. I'm going to be running her here because I don't want new Kid Adin to accidentally die if she doesn't evade, so Abigail is going to be kind of the failsafe for us. She gives us vampirism and she gives us immortality if new Kid Adin were to ever take lethal damage, right? This is a pretty generic Abigail, 200 speed. We're also pretty decent that she can apply this debuff over here that allows you to share damage on your opponent. Where is it? Right here, there it is. It's the curse debuff, right? So I'm hopefully going to be landing it on like Mort or something, Empyrean Ilanov. Young Senya has usually resistance, so I might not be able to land it on her, but either way, it's just extra damage for us, which is going to be great. Lone Wolf Para is going to be the last unit that I'm going to bring in here. I'm actually on a team imprint for attack, just to give new Kid Adin a little bit more damage, but I decided to test her out on Ubir's Tooth, so it's kind of a little mini Lone Wolf Para showcase in itself, and here are her stats on the right. Ubir's Tooth actually allow her to deal a bit more chip damage, which kind of goes pretty nicely with her already decent chip damage on her S1 and through her passive, right, that ramps up. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the actual match, and let's see if we can do this. Hopefully, we'll come out alive. Alright, I'm super excited for this match here because one thing I forgot to mention actually earlier is that my Malpera here is going to be giving my team the Rampage buff, or at least it's going to be giving the new Kid Adin the Rampage buff, which increases her evasion by another 20%. So this is going to be a 90% evasion Adin, and I can't wait to see what we can do here. I do want to kill Mort as soon as possible, so I'm trying to defense break him there. And ooh, look at that, guys. That is beautiful. Getting the curse onto the Empyrean Ilanov is fantastic there. Now, I don't think we're going to cut with the Abigail. In terms of the S3, like, I don't think my Adin's gonna be moving, so I think I'll stick to just an S1. We'll save the S3 for later, right? Yeah, ooh, that might have been a bad call. We actually do end up cutting. Ooh, that's a little unfortunate. Look at that, 99%. Oh, that feels bad, but we are gonna just go straight into the Mort here. it is fine because we have the swift attack buff. We will be gaining a lot of combat readiness, so it's all good. Oh, look, guys, look at that damage right there. Insane amount of injury onto the Mort, which means, actually, that it'll be harder for him to injury down a lot of your team, or sorry, not injury down, but like apply debuffs on his S3, right? We actually do end up evading, because Abigail has a 50-50 chance of dodging, and we have, you know, 2 generally decent evasion units on my side, but in general, by injuring him down, he only had 20k health. If you have tanks and stuff on your side, Mort would actually not be able to do anything to them, which is fantastic, because he won't be able to ignore the resistance of anyone with higher HP, right? So then, if your tanks and stuff have resistance, you're going to be looking pretty good. But there we go, dealt with the Mort, which is fantastic. Now we just have to be a little bit careful about this young Senya, honestly. Just a smidge careful about her. I really don't want her to end up killing my new Kid Adin, but I think we will be fine. Defense break on the Ilanov. Look at how hard this Adin hits, guys. Just insane damage. Okay, we will finish off the Empyrean Ilanov. Oh, she's on Holy Sack as well. Holy! No pun intended there, it's just surprising. Normally, people don't run double Holy Sack on their defenses. And wow, my para is going down fast. I really don't want my para to go down, so I am gonna go for a hit here. And still nothing, alright. I will go for an S3 onto the young Senya. I'm gonna do it. I really hope my para ends up evading here. Probably could have bought Para another turn of time, but it's fine, it's fine. Look at the injury that we're doing onto the young Senya. She's hopefully not going to be dealing that much splash damage. And if it does, I hope it hits Adin. Ooh, good, it did, good, look at that. It actually did not hit the Para. It actually didn't end up hitting anybody, so we're good. The Empyrean Ilanov, if you saw, had the Curse debuff from the Abigail, so this is one decent combo that you can use to focus down 2 units at once. Abigail really the only viable unit with the Curse debuff here. Okay, there we go. Oh, I guess Melissa is technically viable, but anyway, we're gonna finish things off with a defense broken young Senya. 24k damage on an S1, guys. That is some good damage. But now, I can't wait to take her into some other teams because I feel like she has some synergy with other Vigor buffers out there. Okay, so moving on to our next tower, we're going to be fighting Grizzly here with the Ainz profile. Love to see it, but our focus is going to be down here on his Harsetti team. That's right, into Harsetti, what better unit to bring than Aram? You guys already know the new Kid Adin stats. Nothing has changed about her stat line there, but Aram is going to be fantastic because Harsetti guarantees she'll go first, and we're not bringing Zio or anything to contest that. So with that, Aram will give our team a 3-turn immunity buff, which is massive, okay? It's gonna be amazing because we can't get debuffed here, and Adin is gonna be hit by an AoE from Harsetti. The Aram's gonna give us a vigor buff, and boy oh boy are we going to profit from that, especially when Adin goes and takes a turn. Aram can push her back up to full combat readiness, and we should be able to reset her skills and have her just nuke again with another S3, right? Aram is actually running the Shimadra's Staff artifact, which is great because it increases healing received by all allies by 40%, and that's not just with Aram's healing skill on her S1, right? This also includes the healing from Adin's EE. Now, I'm going to bring in my LRK as well. He is on Bastion of Perlucia, which is going to help give Adin a massive barrier at the start of the fight. This is a 30k HP Last Rider Crow. He is actually on Lifesteal set too, so you know what that means? That's right, say it with me, synergy with Aram. We're going to be getting some additional healing on Last Rider Crow, and he's going to kind of act as the tank for the team just to help give us some more barriers and mitigate some of the damage that's going to be dealt to us. So yeah, without any further ado, I cannot wait to see how we fare against Harsetti. It is time, guys. Let's see what this Harsetti can do, and spoiler alert, it's not gonna be a whole lot, right? So she's gonna come in, she's gonna attack us, but look at this amazing barrier from the Last Rider Crow. We get the vigor buff on everyone too. Now here's the thing, Last Rider Crow actually has a pretty cool advantage into this. We're just going to pop the S3 anyway. The advantage of bringing Last Rider Crow here is that when he S3s, he actually decreases the cooldowns of all your units by a turn. Now, this doesn't help with Aram's skills, because her S3 can't be reduced in terms of cooldown, but it definitely helps Adin's skills, and her S3 is already on a really short cooldown. So, I can't wait to test it out if Last Rider Crow can turn cycle here. Everyone on the other side has kind of an AoE. We got hit by young Senya's AoE, so we got 4 turns of cooldown left. It shouldn't be that bad. Now I'm going to go in with an S3. I want to hit this Mort just because he's probably going to revive with a Holy Sack anyway. So if I finish him off here, I think we'll still be fine, right? He's going to come back. Oh, there you go. Alright, good. That detonation on the injury is really necessary there. So he's going to come in with an AoE. This is going to be fine. The Last Rider Crow is going to get hit. We're going to get a nice... oh, no barrier, sorry. But we're going to get the turn decrease, right? So that's good. Now, Adin, 2 turns on her S3. It's fine. We can just use Aram's S3 skill. We're going to push Adin straight back up, and she is going to have full cooldown resets. Okay, this is going to be amazing. So now, not only do we have the attack buff and vigor buff, we also have exploding weak points, which allows us to deal 20% extra damage to our opponent, right? That's insane. So, here's the thing. When you S1 and you have vigor, a successful attack will inflict additional damage equivalent to 50% of injuries granted on the target. I'm just going to soul burn the S1 here and smack my opponent for a ton of damage because I have that extra damage, and look at that. Look at that. The exploiting weak points helped a ton. Now Harsetti, or any team with a bunch of AoEs on the other side, always going to hit your Adin, and if you dodge, you get that vigor buff. Look at this. We're just turn cycling back up here, and let's honestly just finish off this young Senya before she can deal even more damage to us. Trying to keep this Harsetti alive, because honestly, she benefits my team more than anything. We can go for an S3 here. Let's decrease some cooldowns on my Adin, although I think this might actually finish off the Harsetti. It might actually do. Okay, that is perfectly fine. So, yeah, we didn't get to see the interaction between Last Rider Crow and Adin, but just in case, like with longer fights, especially in RTA, like new Kid Adin will thrive with a unit like Last Rider Crow by her side. On to our third fight here. We're going to be going into this tower, which actually did get unlocked by one of my guildmates, so thank you to them for that. But yeah, jumping into this, I am actually not going to be fighting the second team because we just saw it play out. I'm going to be fighting the first team here. That's right, Boss Arunka, Fallen Cecilia, and Bystander Hua Young, the one unit that I wish I had. Lone Wolf Para is staying the same in terms of her build, except for her artifact, which I'm going to be testing her on Warhorn next. I feel like I should build more attack if I was using Ubirus' Tooth, but Warhorn should be really nice because I'm going to give everyone additional attack, along with my attack imprint for the team, and every 3 enemy turns I'm going to push up my combat readiness by 20%. So I think that's going to be pretty nice in terms of helping my Adin try to nuke this guy. It's probably going to be needed because, yeah, he has a boss of Runka and stuff, and it's going to be hard. Next up is going to be a unit that I don't think you expected. Assassin Cartusia. I mean, can I make a evasion team without bringing in Assassin Cartusia? I don't think so. So not only does he look absolutely amazing here, but his build is actually not half bad. We're running him on 250 speed, a little bit of bulk here. Would prefer if he had a little bit higher, but it's fine. We have a decent chunk of effectiveness on speed and hit set, and I'm using a defense imprint for the team. I don't think Boss Arunka is going to be that high of resist in terms of her build. We'll see though. His EE is actually going to be on successfully evading. You increase combat readiness of everyone except for himself by 10%. It's going to help us with turn cycling, and to help us with turn cycling we're going to bring in Snow Crystal. So increases our crit resist by 20%, which is nice, and every time the opponent makes a non-critical hit we increase our combat readiness by 12%, and when you evade and your opponent hits you, it counts as a non-crit, right? It doesn't have to just be through critical hit resistance. Evasion counts, so that's really nice. So we're going to turn Psycho Assassin Cartuja. Our new Kid Adin is hopefully going to be able to nuke the tanks on my opponent's side, and hopefully through the power of evasion, right? 50% from Adin's passive, 20% from the artifact, 20% from the rampage buff here, and 20% from Assassin Cartuja. We have 110% in terms of combat, or in terms of evasion, which means that our Adin should not get hit by my opponent at all. Unfortunately though, my opponent's boss Arunka actually does have, she does actually have immunity, so I'm not going to be able to use my Assassin Cartuja here. The good thing is I do gain 50% combat readiness, so I will be able to turn cycle around and hopefully take her out, right, soon, because oh my god, this boss Arunka actually hit us! Oh no! She actually hit us, guys! Okay. We're gonna just go for an S1 here. Without the defense break, I really don't want to hit her, right? So I'm gonna go for an S3 now. Please tell me you defense break here, Assassin Cartuja, because he's about to die, right? Oh, good. We got the defense break. We got the stun. It's a 2-turn defense break, so this is nice. The bad thing is there's a skill null on my opponent's side right here. The good thing is we do get to counter and break that skill null there, and we also get to S1 and break the skill null here. So now Adin is free to go for an S3. Now we have the vigor buff. We're going to get an attack buff with this, and I know there's a defense buff on the Arunka, but I'm hoping that the defense break actually lets us kind of slice through his defenses a bit, though. Oh, it's a good chunk of damage. It is a good chunk of damage. And now we have the Hua Young coming in. You guys know how I feel about this Hua Young here. She actually hits the Para, does not hit. She misses, which is fantastic. And we actually do cycle out of our defense break just in time for the Hua Young to come in and kick my Assassin Cartuja in the face. So he is actually gonna fall, unfortunately. So that's not good. The only other thing I could say is that at least my new Kid Adin is going to be taking a turn here. So I could soul burn this. I think, I don't think I will. I'm just going to go for an S1. I need my vigor buff to be able to detonate all this, right? And unfortunately, my Lone Wolf Para is actually going to be taking the brunt of these hits from my opponent right now. Which sucks. I really wish they were hitting new Kid Adin, but I guess this is okay. Like, we're getting some combat readiness, right? We're getting some decent combat readiness here. I just need my opponent to hit me in order to gain the vigor buff, and I guess that's kind of the downside in bringing her to a guild war or something like this. We're gonna lose Lone Wolf Para so fast here. Yeah, that's not looking too good. That was a 50-50 and we didn't make it. So now, without the rampage and without anything else, actually, we're looking to be in some trouble. I am gonna go for the S3 just because I can. Right now with the attack buff, it will allow me to keep this attack buff going to the next turn, okay? And I want to get rid of this. Oh, I could not get rid of her here. So good counter, very nice. Injury detonation, beautiful stuff. Unfortunately, this Bystander Hua Young is going to be hurting quite a bit. I will go for not a soul burn here because I really don't want this Bystander Hua Young's passive to proc. She procs her passive when damage suffered is 40% or more of max health. Actually, do I actually pack enough of a punch? I don't really want to find out. I'm just going to hit the Hua Young here. Yeah, see, I'm hitting quite hard right now, so it's decent. Oh, he actually hit me there. Oh no, Adin. Evasion? Evasion? Okay, good counter, good healing. We are provoked, but it's fine. We do heal. And see, look at that. So easy to proc that Bystander Hua Young. Please dodge. Adin, please dodge. Okay, thank goodness we dodged. Fallen Cecilia is gonna get the skill null up. But that's not going to stop my Adin right here. It's not going to stop her. We're going to counter, we're going to heal. And the good thing is Bystander Hua Young actually does not. She does not gain any sort of buffs. So no skill null or anything for her. So yeah, Adin actually managing to dodge without Para or Cartuja, which is kind of nice. And there you go, guys. Adin going to finish things off with a little bit of a solo play here. Full evasion teams like this are meme. Don't count on them. So continuing on, we are going to enter another guild war. So this is a completely different guild, but they have some pretty interesting defenses and ones that I kind of haven't seen before. It's going to be interesting. For the bottom team here, I'm actually going to be fighting a mirror match. You guys know I can't pass up a mirror match here, especially in a little showcase video, right? New Kid Adin on the right side with Dragon Bride, Senya, and Harsetti. So for me, I'm actually going to bring in my Adin with a couple of units of my own that are going to hopefully help. Death Dealer Ray, the most important one here, is going to be able to put my opponent to sleep, right? He is going to have the ability to sleep with a non-attack skill, so we can hit Adin, and hopefully we're not gonna die, right? If you put a evasion unit to sleep, they actually have a 100% chance to get hit. It decreases their evasion by 100%. So yeah, hopefully Death Dealer Ray will be able to do this. We just have to keep in mind that this Dragon Bride Senya on the other side is gonna be a bit problematic. If we hit this Adin, if we finish her off, we're still gonna eat a ton of damage from this Dragon Bride Senya, and I kind of don't want that. So we're gonna bring in a Tywin. He's gonna give us an HP imprint for the team, which is nice, but he also has Aureus to help mitigate some damage. He's on protection set for the barrier too. I'm mostly bringing a Tywin instead of Empyrean Ilanov here, because I kind of just don't want to deal with the injury too much on Ilanov, and then she won't be able to do too much to help my team. The defense penetration is going to be, resistance is going to be nice if I brought Ilanov, but I'm thinking we can easily burst down Dragon Bride Senya with our 2 injury units, so it's not going to matter too much in the end, I'm hoping. Alright, let's see what we can do. So, really it comes down to turn order, right? And it looks like our turn order is pretty good. The Dragon Bride Senya is going after everybody, which is very nice, and look at this. Adin is fantastic into Harsetti, and actually one of the reasons I kind of built her to begin with is because when the opponent opens up with an AoE, when Adin dodges, she essentially gets that vigor buff, and she's going to jump up in combat readiness, right? Look at her, already ready to strike. Let's go into the Dragon Bride Senya. We give ourselves an attack buff, and we already have vigor, so we should be able to deal quite a bit of damage here. Oh yeah, and look at that injury damage, guys. Just look at how much injury we're doing. We're going to sleep the opponent's Adin. I really don't want her to have that barrier and immunity, but also I really don't want her to take a turn. We're going to be pushing up our team, turn cycling some combat readiness here, and we should be able to finish off our opponent's Dragon Bride Senya with this hit right there. Look at that. Look at that detonation. Beautiful stuff. And now we have a Tywin. I actually really don't want to hit this Adin right now, so I'm just going to keep chipping away at this Harsetti, honestly. There's no point in me hitting this Adin and potentially having her get a vigor buff for free. We'll just let her go for the S3. She's not going to have the vigor buff here, it's fine, and that means she's not really going to deal the detonation on the injury, right? And so now we can just try to finish off this this Harsetti here before we really have to deal with this. Okay, so now we're gonna S1. Hopefully we hit. We do not hit, and so now here comes the real fight, right? Here comes the fight where it's like, uh-oh, are we gonna hit her? No. Well, is she gonna hit me? Who knows? Her S1 is gonna deal quite a bit of damage to my A Tywin. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, it's gonna hurt. Okay, but the good thing is DDR has one more turn until he has his S3 ready. So either way, we should be fine. I am gonna come in with a... Do I want to S3 here? I guess I should. I should S3, right? Just to make sure that I can get the injuries on her so she doesn't heal herself back up. There we go. Boom, very nice. She's gonna counter us anyway. Oh, she actually hit us there. That's not good. It's fine. A-Time is gonna take the brunt of the hit there. And now, we're solid, because DDR gets to S3, and with this S3, he'll take another turn, but this will guarantee that we hit this next attack, right? So with that guaranteed hit, I'm gonna soul burn this. Gonna make sure we hit her. 100% chance to keep her asleep. Look at that. And because she was asleep, she can't dodge. So we're gonna finish her off here. Won the mirror match. I know, this is kind of a weird one, right? Ideally, we didn't bring New Kid Adin into this. But again, I cannot give up the opportunity for such a fun mirror match. It's so rare. So of course, the war must go on, and we are going to move on to the next tower now. This middle tower is actually still defended by this one here. So let's go ahead and open that middle tower up now, shall we? Going to this team, we are going to be doing something a little bit weird. My opponent's going like this mix of aggressive and defensive. It's kind of like when you start off with an opener, and then your opponent's trying to cleave you, so you start bringing in like BBK and Dragon Bride Senya to try to stop them from, well, destroying you, right? I'm going to go into this with a Rinnoc. And with Rinnoc here, we're going to be able to go first, hopefully before the ML I don't think ML are usually this fast. We should be able to nuke her down at the start of the match. Even with evasion and such, we should be able to deal enough splash damage with Rinnoc here to take her out. Now, when we do that, we are going to come in, and the Dragon Bride Senya and BBK should be relatively slow. I'm going to bring in my Abigail to try to keep my new Kid Adin alive, just in case, you know, I get hit by Dragon Bride Senya's S3. I should show you Abigail's stats here a little bit more closely. We are currently running her on the Defense Break EE, and we're running her on Victorious Flag. Speed immunity set to make sure, you know, we're just a standard bruiser out there. I would like to drop her defense for more HP in the future if possible, but we'll see if we can manage that. New Kid Adin, though, look at this, still same thing, but we're going to come in here this time around and try to keep her alive with the Immortality. If I can, with the Immortality and Vampirism, with her S1, I think she can heal back up to full, potentially, if I deal enough damage. But I'm quite excited to see if we get to live. Everyone on the opponent's side is, yeah, very, very scary, especially Dragon Bride Senya. So we're going to go with the S2. We're going to try to get rid of this ML as soon as possible. And it doesn't matter if we miss or not, this should deal enough damage on defense penetration and with the splash damage. I don't think Dragon Bride Senya is mitigating anything because she has Bastion of Perusha, not an Aureus. Oh yeah, look at that, look at that. Okay, unfortunately, not able to kill, but that is fine. This is why I brought Abigail along. Abigail's here so that I hopefully don't die. Oh, good counter, very nice. Yeah, so Dragon Bride Senya is going to be hitting the new Kid Adin, right? But the good thing about this is that BBK, when she comes in for the S3, it shouldn't kill anybody. Very good. We're pretty defensive here, right? Look at that. Beautiful stuff. And now I can come in and actually deal most of my damage with Adin. I have the Vigor buff. I have the attack buff. Let's go ahead and smack this Dragon Bride Senya for a ton of damage. Everyone still being alive is honestly amazing. Oh, look at that splash, guys. Adin being able to basically like one-shot Dragon Bride Senyas is such a good boon. It's insane. But now I'm actually going to go ahead and use my S3 here to strip this. I'm going to try to strip this BBK. Lone Wolf Pair will be able to take a turn and push people up, but not too concerned. Let's see if we can get rid of that Immortality. We cannot. It's resistant, but it's alright. We will just get rid of the Para right now. Heal up with Shepherd. And look at that. Adin gets crit, but that Abigail coming in clutch to save us here. Maybe Rinnoc can just finish off this BBK before she gets to take another turn. If not, we'll still be fine. Oh, nope, there we go. Thankfully, Abigail saving the Adin there, but look how quick she finished things off. Alright guys, it is time for our very last match of this video, and we're going to be jumping into this tower here, which is actually kind of interesting, because, well, Adin can do really well against squishier units, but we have a really aggressive team, right? Astrazi over here and an Argent Wave Hua-Young paired with an Aram, so I'm a little bit scared, but at the same time, I kind of just want to see if we can dodge and do some shenanigans. Adin is on the exact same build as before, but we're going to be coming in here with an Elena. Elena's mostly because I don't know how fast this Straze is, and if he's fast, then I want to be able to at least heal some health back. You're probably wondering, like, isn't Straze just going to S3 and S2 and absolutely murder your entire team? And the answer to that is probably yes, but you didn't see my other tech yet, so we'll get to that in a bit. My Elena is currently running Dispelling an extra debuff here with her S2. It doesn't really matter what you're running here, but that's just her normal PvP setup. And we also have Wukong. So the Immortal Wukong here is actually on a pretty interesting build. I love this build. He is on his own artifact, and we're currently running him on his EE that increases his effect critical hit resistance and his penetration resistance by 10%. And if you don't know, he has both 60% in his critical hit resistance and his penetration resistance. So this is actually a really cool build, and it looks like he's, you know, lacking some damage. It's still decent damage here, but he's rocking almost 31,000 HP, right? And that's the main thing. Straze will penetrate the defense of the highest HP unit, but because Wukong has penetration resistance and critical hit resistance, hopefully he'll soak up all the damage for the team, and we will get away with everything. Also, I did not know Aram's AI worked like that, so we're gonna get invincibility. I really thought that Aram's AI was actually gonna start with S3. I don't know if they're gonna change that in the future, But hey, that's perfectly fine. We're gonna go for it because, look at this. Argent Wave Hua Young now can't do anything because our entire team is invincible. I thought the AROM was gonna S3 and push up one of the 2 units, right? That's what I was kind of prepared for. But I guess not. Actually, and look at this. We get a little counterattack shenanigans going. Unfortunately, we actually did get our Elena proc, but it's okay. We're gonna see this Straze come in with an S3. And we can't counter this, but we already had our counter procced, and there we go. It is time for us to return the favor, I guess. We'll go for the AROM, I guess, because there's no real reason to attack the other DPSs. They're pretty far back in terms of combat readiness. And boop, look at that. 20k damage, guys. It is so good. Now, we can inflict stun onto our opponent here. I think we will. Let's go ahead and stun our opponent Straze. And yeah, I think we'll be fine. We actually didn't get to see Wukong do anything because, well, our entire team got invincibility. But I'm quite okay with that. I'm quite okay with not taking any risks. Oh, perfect. He actually ended up attacking the Adin. We get to heal back up here. Wonderful. What? Did he deal... Is that an injury, Hua Young? Wow, that's actually kind of cool. Not gonna lie. Alright, anyway, we're gonna go ahead and come in here with Wukong. He is almost max stacks, I think. And yeah, look at that. Still decent amounts of damage, right? For such a tanky and slow Wukong. It's kinda nice. Anyway, I think that is pretty much gonna do it for this video, though, guys. But let's go ahead and check out Adin's build one more time. Alright guys, here it is, new Kid Adin in all of her glory. What do you guys think about her? Because she's pretty dominant in the meta right now. I'd say she has really nice matchups against a lot of bruisery units. She's also pretty decent against squishier units. You can see how much she's countering and dealing a lot of damage with her S1, which also helps her self-sustain through her EE. I have her currently on Destruction and Penetration set. Penetration helps a lot with her single target damage, which she does on both her S3 and her S1. If you soul burn her S1 and deal some AoE damage, it's really nice in certain circumstances, especially with the healing aspect of it, because you heal based on the damage that's dealt, and not just scaling with like your attack stat or anything like that, which is really, really nice. But yeah, anyway, that is going to be it for this Guild War video. Let me know who you want to see in a future Guild War video. Leave your comments down below with that, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.